Hi guys, welcome back to Cheney's TCG store. Today I have another market watch for you. I did want to go ahead and announce we did make the cutoff. We passed 250 subscribers before the market watch contest was up. So there is going to be additional prizes on top of the structure deck. So for first place, you're going to get the structure deck, which is not going to be in a box because if you remember the video I did a while ago, I got a bunch of structure decks that were not in a box. And I want to get rid of them, which is kind of part of the reason I'm doing the giveaway. I feel like I could help somebody out, give them a free structure deck, while also not getting rid of the one actual sealed I have. But I hope that's okay. If not, I'll get you a sealed one in a box. It's not that big of a deal. But with first place, now you'll also win a Chaos Ruler, and then I'm actually going to give a second place prize as well. You'll win a Secret Rare Salesman. But with that aside, let's go ahead and start the market watch here. Nothing too crazy going on, other than if you've been around that the new, I think it's Rescue Ace monster archetype has been announced, which looks like it's going to be absolutely insane. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and kind of see what's going on with the OCG. I'm not sure if it's out in OCG yet. I don't think so. I think it's still upcoming for them. It's probably going to be a while before we get it, but I do think that that's going to be a really good deck. But the first card I want to go over is Thousand Eyes Restrict, and kind of take a look at these. It's a staple for GOAT format, if you didn't know. This is not really competitive related, this card at least, but a lot of people like GOAT format. And although it's kind of a little dead right now, just because the collector's market's kind of dead, doesn't mean it's not a bad idea to get some of these GOAT format cards, because they probably will go back up in the future. GOAT format kind of swings in and out of popularity. People will pick it back up again, I would imagine, at some point. But the Secret Rare is going for $5 for a light play, which is really good. I think when I bought mine, they were going for closer to like $10 to $12, maybe even 15, but this was kind of like in the height of GOAT format. But it looks really good. $5, you can't really beat it. It does go to $6.50 afterwards, and the market price is around $9. So if you want a version, I would suggest probably getting that one, but there are some other good versions as well. You have the Duelist League promo super rare for like $2.50 going to $3 here. Also really good, but again, Duelist League promos just don't sell that well. So people probably just don't even know about this version being out there. But it probably looks fine. And then you have the original print, I believe, Pharaoh's Servant, ultra rare, $7 for light play unlimited. We'll look at the first edition. I'm gonna see if there's anything else here. Ultra rare from Dark Beginning, $10. That's really good too. For the lightly played, I actually probably won't even mind having that version. But then there's also Retro Pack 2 ultra rare, which is $33. It's not worth it, honestly, for the retro pack. I would just get the Dark Beginning, or the Secret Rare, or the original print. But we're going to take a look at first edition original prints. Did I pass it? Yeah, it's right here. Oh yeah, and for the contest, the video will probably come out Thursday, because I think that's when it ends. I have to go through and start looking at that. Okay, first editions are going to be really expensive. Okay, lightly played 53, not terrible. Going up to 70, so I mean, if you wanted a deal, and they have a photo. Near mint's going to be at 100 flat. I mean, if you really want it, you can, but I mean, you're going to be sitting on this forever. So honestly, if it was me, I would probably just get the Secret Rare, or get the Dark Beginning, or just get an unlimited original print. It's like, because it's literally 10 times the cost, which I get it. It's the first edition print, and Pharaoh's Servant has had reprint packs, so you could easily be getting a reprint. So if you don't want to risk that, you could just go for the Dark Beginning. Ultra rare, the Duelist League super rare, like I said, it's fine, or just get the Secret Rare. Okay, so next I wanted to take a look at Duel GX Academy box. If you haven't seen like the the main money card in here was the Dasher, and I think it was like $9 when it came out. But now with that package not really seeing play, there's no money cards in this set currently. And you can get boxes for 20 bucks when the MSRP is like $40. I think that's how much it is at Target, at least, I think. But we're going to take a look at the cards as well. I do think this is a potential candidate for buying a couple sealed and holding long term, but the only issue is it's probably going to, you have to hold this for a very long time. So I just don't think it's like the best use of your money, but if you wanted to invest in sealed, I mean, it's not terrible. You do have the secret rare Cyber Dragons for around $4 or $5. Polys are around $3.50. Book of Moon, $3.40. You can just go get like the other secret rare, which I think is like Legendary Collection, Yugi's World, if you're gonna get a secret rare, and I think it's probably around the same price. Dekoichi 3, not terrible, but like there's other really good versions of Dekoichi. My personal favorite is the Hobby League version, and you also have an Ultimate Rare version. So I don't know if people would want to play this. I think the Hobby League version is probably like $10. Destiny Hero Dasher, you know, a little under 4, and DD Warrior Lady around 3. I actually think that this is a pretty good version, but you also have other really good versions. So I don't know that I'd want to buy this version specifically. I'd rather have, I think I do have the Hobby League version, but it also has like the original print, and the original print for whatever reason is really cheap. I think it's a super rare out of like Pharaoh Servant or something like that, one of those sets. Don Zalug, $3, not terrible on this one per se. Same with Wingman. I think that that's not bad at all for a secret rare copy of Wingman. I think that that'll probably be one of the sleeper cards in this set. But I mean, other than that, everything's just dollars here. I would definitely not advise like buying this and opening it up. That would be terrible. If you're going to invest in anything, like maybe a couple of the singles, there is a Sapphire Pegasus secret rare that's like $2. That's probably not terrible with the structure deck coming out, but I don't think it's going to move in price because of the structure deck. Okay, Hidden Arsenal, kind of along the same lines. I think when this came out, the MSRP was like $90 or so for the cases, but now it's down to 60, which is just crazy. I don't think it's worth getting sealed of this, honestly. This set is just terrible. The skill drains are down in price around 17. My issues with this is you, for one, have the ultimate rare now, but you also have way better versions than this. I do think this is still probably the cheapest, but they're going to reprint this as like a common or a rare like very soon. I would be not too surprised if this shows up as like a rare in Tactical Evolution, maybe. Is it Tactical Evolution? I think it is, the new collector's rare set that's coming out. This will get reprinted soon, so unless you're like just want to play the cheapest version for now and you need it for your deck, I wouldn't pick it up. Formula Synchron, it's around $5 to $6. The time to pick this up was around $2 to $2.50, but honestly, if I was going to pick up another one, I would probably still come and get this, even though it's like $6. It'll probably move up over time, but the thing is, if it falls out of play, it's going to go back down in price, temporary, at least in the short term. Stratos at $2 is, I don't know why anybody would want this version, but I mean, I guess it's okay. It's better than playing a common version, I guess. Wabaku is also $2. I mean, other than that, everything is really low in value. Most of the cards in here are dollar value. Cycle Reader is probably the better card to get in here for the price. $1.40 is really not bad. I guess Lava Golem too. We're going to see where that's at. But I would have figured Lava Golem would be towards the front, but I guess it's not. I thought Polymerization was too. Okay, Poly kind of is. It's still like $3. I'm actually playing this in Despia. I actually like this version and think it looks pretty good. Lava Golem for around $2.30. So it's hanging around that $2 to $3 range. I still think that this is not a bad version of the card to get. Of course, you do have the super rare dual terminals, which are going to be better, but I do think those are quite a bit more. Other than that, that's pretty much it. We're going to take a look real quick, though, at Lava Golem. I think it also has like an ultra rare Speed Duel Tournament Pack. No, thank you. It's just so expensive. I mean, it's rare, but I would rather have these than super rares. This is probably the best version to get, if not retro pack, but I think these super rare dual terminals look really clean, but they are going to be around 20 to 25 bucks. I remember when people were like, oh, these prices are going to get affected when we got this reprint set, but that just was not the case. I didn't think it would either, because dual terminal, like original dual terminals, you're just not going to come by. Okay, so it has a secret rare from Pharaonic Guardian, which I'm guessing is the original print. Not a bad version to get. Let's do some filters here. First, do verified. Lava Golem is kind of cheap though for like some of these copies that are really old. I would have thought they'd be a lot more expensive than what they are. Okay. Yes, 24 on this. Retro pack, 10 to 11 bucks. Again, I don't think that's bad at all. Retro pack, super old. Pharaonic Guardian, around the same price, 11 bucks. I mean, it's kind of up to you. I think personally, I would rather have the retro pack super rares than an unlimited secret rare, if that makes sense. Probably not, but I think that's what I would rather have. I'm guessing the first editions are quite a bit more, but we'll take a look in a second. DRV Lava Golems for ultra rares, $10. Again, that's not bad either. Invasion of Chaos. Well, no, then Invasion of Chaos has to be original print, right? Maybe not. No, this probably came out like in was Invasion of Chaos. I'm guessing there was they must have had like a special edition version of it, because it says limited edition, which means it was like a promo. So yeah, I would rather go for retro pack or Pharaonic Guardian for sure, or even DRV1. Even has a structure deck ultra rare, which is really cheap too. I think this structure deck is super old. That's all pretty much as far as holo versions. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of pick whatever you want. A lot of these copies are going to be good, especially on the top end. Or even just go get the reprint dual terminal ultra rares if you want. I honestly think those look nice. I do have a play set of those myself. Okay, so I wanted to kind of cover emergency teleport too. Ever since we got the rare, the prices have been kind of falling out for this card, even though it still sees a good bit of play, especially with Punk being out. But it's a stable, and it's just something that's going to go back in price over time. I currently am playing the Duel Genesis first editions. I think I got mine for like right when the rare came out. It was like $8 for a near mint first edition, which is just crazy. Secret rares are still 20 to 22. But honestly, I think the Duel Genesis ultra rares are the best version to have if you're not going to get like, I wouldn't get the collector rare first of all, but if you're not getting the ultimate rare, I would get the Duel Genesis ultra rare. I just think that looks the cleanest. But the secret rare is fine if you prefer secret rare. Ghosts from the Past, like $5, and the premium golds are $3. And then of course you can get as many rares as you want for under 50 cents. Up to you which version you want. I would at least have some rares too, though, as just like a penny stock. I do think that these will disappear over time, even though it was the Grand Creators, which was opened up pretty massively because of the adventure package, and now Punk as well. Just a great card to have. Next is Mathematician, secret rare from Dragons of Legend. So I picked up a couple of these like a couple of days ago. I just started thinking about these because I used to have these, but they did get bought out like a year and a half, 2 years ago, something like that, to like 15, 20 bucks. So I sold mine. But now they're like extremely cheap again. They're like $1.20 going up to like $1.50 for a lightly played first edition, which is what I went for. But you can get near mints for, just a little over $2 as well. If you don't know what this card does, it's basically just like a Foolish Burial. You just normal summon it, then you can send any level 4 lower monster from your deck to the graveyard. The second effect isn't really that relevant. I mean, you could technically, if you're going second, crash into somebody if you wanted to try to draw an extra card, but that probably doesn't come up too often. But the card looks great and it's old at this point. And if you have like a deck like Orcus or something similar to that, where you need to dump cards to the graveyard, this card can see play from time to time. I think I used to play this in Shadal a while back when I was playing pure Shadal. But I think it's a great card. And if nothing else, it's a cool like collection card to have for like $1.50. Okay, yeah, we're gonna look over Phantom Knights as well, because since these aren't seeing play, like the prices on like high rarity Phantom Knights is ridiculously low. Starlight's at 155, which is about what I got mine for. And that did go up to like 280 at one point, and I probably should just sold it then, but I was playing at the time. But yeah, they'll probably be sitting down here for a while. It does go to 176, but unless they start seeing like representation and, you know, get some wins, I just think these are going to stay down, especially since kind of the collector side of things are more quiet. It really has to be a competitive deck to really, or have hype for a future competitive deck right now to really go in value. Probably for the rest of the year, I'd imagine too. Silent Boots, what's more like $7 to $8. I think these were like 14 to 15 a couple months ago. Fog Blades back down. These are 4. I think these are great to pick up, honestly. Secret Rare Fog Blades, they just kind of come up for a lot of decks. Any deck that's going to be playing Rusty Bardiche is going to be playing this. And especially when you're playing Phantom Knights, it's just a free imperm basically. It's just really, really nice. And you can stop them from attacking. I definitely recommend having secret rare versions. I mean, ultra rares are fine as well, but I don't think there's that big of a price differential. Okay, Shade Brigadine at $4. I think I paid like 10 for mine at the time, so this is down quite a bit in price as well. Market price still showing around $4.55. There's really not a good version of this card, so this is technically your highest rarity, even though it is gold rare. I do think it looks pretty good though, the actual secret rare foiling. Of course, I'm not a big fan of gold rare, but you know, it is what it is. I don't know where else they would, you know, reprint this anytime soon, at least. I mean, it could just show up in any set, but I don't think that they would, unless they're trying to push Phantom Knights. Break Sword around $3. This was $35 for this version on when it was like getting bought out for Phantom Knight hype towards the beginning of the year. Secret Rare Torn Scales for $360 is just crazy, honestly. If you don't have a playset of these, I'd highly recommend getting them. It does have an ultra rare that's like $1.50, but just spend the extra couple of bucks and get a secret rare. These look really nice. I'm probably going to be picking up a few more of these as well, because I actually have 2 of these and 1 Starlight. I think I sold my 3rd secret rare for like $20 like months ago, because I was just going to play the Starlight anyways, so I didn't really need to hold on to it. I knew it would get reprinted and kind of go down in value. Phantom Knights of Ancient Cloak, $3 for secret rare. This has a hard time busting through $8 whenever this deck sees hype. But I mean, if you just want to build max rarity, I mean, you can build this deck for really cheap right now. Wing Raiders are around the same price. All the common Shade Brigadines are like $2. That's why I think you're just better off just getting the gold secret rare. These at one point, every version of this card, like for common, was like $5, like towards the beginning of the year. Wing Raiders, $2 on these. Again, just get the secret rare. I think that's going to be the majority of your core here. I am curious to see what the Fog Blades are going for from Ghost from the Past 1. Armageddon Knight's kind of cheap, honestly. I don't know what other versions it has though, but there was definitely a time where that was seen playing Phantom Knights, just not now. $1.50 on Raiders Knight. I mean, not unless you're going to play the deck. No. Okay, so these are going for $1 now. I remember I picked these up for like around $1 when this set first dropped, and then ended up selling them for like $5 or $6, kind of when all the hype was peaking. But yeah, I mean, that's not a bad price if you wanted to get like a stack for like $1 a piece, but I wouldn't go too crazy on those. Like just if you want to buy a play set or something like that. And for whatever reason, the common is more. The reprint secret rare Break Sword is $1. That's still crazy to me. And then the ultra rare is 90 cents for Torn Scales. And that's all I'm gonna really cover for Phantom Knights. That's gonna be all of your higher end cards, which I think now you could probably build the core of this deck for like 50 bucks max rarity. Not including like the other stuff that you'll need, like adventure tokens and your extra deck stuff, but just your Phantom Knight monsters and traps. Okay, so Water Enchantress. So I actually ordered one of these and I wanted to kind of show it on here if I can. That's kind of getting the texture a little bit. The foiling looks amazing anyways, but it did kind of come like moderately played. And I think I've heard this is an issue with a lot of the cards or a lot of the ultimate rares in the new OTS pack. They've got like whitening on the edges. It's not centered very well. And then also there's like kind of like an upbend on like one whole side of the card. It's going to be impossible to show, so I won't even try. But I was pretty disappointed, unfortunately. I do think, so I messaged the seller and he said I could return it, but I kind of just want to keep it because I'm going to play it anyways. So I'm going to probably end up ordering more whenever these start bottoming out more, but they are pretty cheap now at 55. But yeah, I don't know. There's not much more to say about it. I just asked him if he could like reduce the price some, because I don't really want to have to go through. He was going to make me pay shipping to like return it, so I kind of just don't even want to deal with that. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. Okay, next, reinforcement of the army. So I was thinking, I mean, obviously this card's just like a staple a lot of times, especially like with Phantom Knights, and there's just a lot of warrior decks that end up being really good. Of course, you've got like your elemental heroes, but that new archetype that's coming out, which is Rescue Ace, I believe. I think it does have, I think the lower level monsters are all warriors, whereas the higher level monsters are machine. So this is just a generic search card that you could go ahead and pick up now while they're cheap. There is a bunch of versions of this card, so I don't think it's gonna be like a crazy buyout or anything, but if you do want like the higher rarity stuff, that stuff will go up in price for sure if that deck ends up being as good as I think it will. But the hobby leagues are 27, which is not too bad. I mean, the market price is 34. You just have to be careful with lightly played for hobby league, just because they tend to taco really bad. So if it's like lightly played, it could be a situation where the card's really like tacoed and you can't really play it. And when these taco, it's like really hard to fix. I've had it before and I've been able to fix it, but I've had some as well that I just couldn't fix. And then also a lot of the lightly playeds, I mean, it's not like you get whitening per se on the card. You just see that the foiling on top starts to peel at the corners and stuff, which is not good. Joey's World Ultra Rares, $4, going up to $5.60 here. Pretty good deal, not a bad version to get. Legacy of Darkness says market price around $4, also not bad. That's definitely, you know, the older version. I personally have the Gold Series copy, and I don't know why. I just really like Gold Series 2008 and 2009. Just super clean. That's like the only gold rares that I really like. And I don't know why. I guess the foiling looks really good on the card, but, and also I guess the gold on the borders and stuff is kind of, I don't know if it's because they're old or just because the printing technology wasn't as good, but it's not really as oppressive. It's just kind of, looks kind of like a mix between gray and gold. So it's not like super obvious that it's a gold rare all the time. It depends. If it's a trap, it is for sure. But I don't think that you can even really tell sometimes that my reinforcement of the army is even a gold rare. Platinum rare, heck no, stay away from that. Yu-Gi-Oh! World Super Rares, I mean, under $1 here. That's really, really good. That's probably a decent version to go for if you wanted to like try to pick up a few copies of it. I would definitely get them over like the Dark Savior Super Rares. Premium Gold Rare, heck no. Maximum Gold, definitely not. And that's pretty much like all the higher end versions of this. You do have the Collector Rare, which we'll actually take a look. Let's go ahead and take a look at that actually. I haven't looked at this card in forever. You know what? You do have the Secret Rare as well. I keep spelling this. We'll look at the secret rare as well, since we're kind of getting towards the end and I don't really have too many more cards to go over anyways. Let's see. 95. Yeah, I just don't know if it'd be worth it for me to grab this. If you want to grab it, I think it'll probably stay above $100 for forever, probably, or above 90, I guess, because it's at 95 now. And there's only 19 listings. It does bottom out at 100, but it is a one of. If this came back, which it's not going to come back to like 2 or 3, this would be much more expensive. But it's not going to do that. But up to you. I don't know that it really go up in value for a long time. Look at the other one. I hate that they put like the secret at the end, because then it doesn't show up with the general population when you just search the name. Any day now. I guess we'll come back to that then. I just wanted to take a look through Dimension Force really quick. So ghost spells are kind of still staying around that 310 to 315 range. I do think probably the bottom price for that was back when it was like 295, which I thought, I mean, a lot of people were like saying, well, there's the cases that are coming with like tons of Starlight rares, but the issue is I think that they only really print a finite number of Starlight rares. So even if you have a case with a bunch of Starlight rares, that just means a few other cases out there aren't going to have a Starlight rare. I think that's how it works. I'm not for sure on that. You have to let me know if I'm wrong. But I don't think the overall population of Starlight rares is any different. Magnifica, this is a card that I talked about. You should get it at when it was 145. Now it's really expensive. And it's probably just going to hang around here, like the 250 range, unless Exo Sisters start really doing well. And even then, I don't know that it's going to surpass 300. Regulus, 200 still. Alba's up to 125. I don't know why this card's still 58 bucks. I guess it's people just like the waifu. I figured it would kind of hang around 50, and it did. Boxes, 58. Oh, well, these are down. These are 44 now. Which that's, I think when I covered it last, they were like 54 and I said they'd keep going. Well, here we are. Starfrost at 17, not bad. I mean, I kind of just feel like I would rather have the secret rare, and I do. But I understand these are definitely more rare, so I'd understand why people would want them, and they're not that much more expensive per copy. I just think the secret rares look pretty good. Punisher still around 17, 18 bucks, not much has changed. Starfrost still like $11, $12. This set has lost a lot of value here, which it is. I mean, people are going to start selling Therions and stuff to get ready for the new sets coming out. Lily Borea is now 1050. Wow. Alba is up at 10. I'm glad I picked this up when it was like 8, but who cares? It's only $1.50 more. Magnifica, 650 going up to 9 here. I wouldn't be surprised if this continues going up towards like 12 to 14, but we'll have to see. Like if Exo Sisters flop here, then probably not, but you've got like a lot of people like the Exo Sister art, including me. And then you also got that it's probably going to be decently competitive. So I think it's going to be a pretty popular deck here. Beyond the Pendulum, $8 is, if they bring back Electromite, I mean, this card's useless. And if they don't bring back Electromite, this deck just isn't good. So that's kind of where we're at. I mean, I don't know why they would even print this card. I don't know why they wouldn't just bring back that dang card. It just makes no sense. Like Pendulums, like they've been power crept, especially with the decks that we have coming out here in a month. I don't know. I think it's time to give them something. If they're not going to bring back, I can't even remember what it's called now, Electromite. If they're not going to bring it back, then they probably should just start offloading all the stuff, most of the stuff off the ban list, to give them just anything, because I haven't seen Pendulum top in God knows how long. Disc Coliseum, 750. These have been around the same price. Try Hearts down a little bit towards 5 and 6. This was up towards 8 and 9. Libromancer is cheap. I really want to pick up Libromancers. I don't know. I'm not going to play it. So at the same time, if I'm not going to play it, there's no point. I don't think it'll go up in value anytime soon. Fun deck though. Deer Notes at 4. I mean, this card's seen a lot of play, but it's only seen play as a one of. And again, punks will probably phase out more and more as we get past Power of the Elements, if it's even played at all after that. I mean, it'll still be played, but topping. Dynamorphia stuff is dirt cheap. Illegal Knight for 233 is a good deal. I'd pick that up. And one of the reasons is I play one of these in, like, I have kind of like the punk based kind of thing going on. I don't really know what to call it, but I play one copy of this just because if you just draw into this card, it's a free summon that you can go into a synchro play. Or if you're wondering, like, you have to synchro someone with that, or that goes to the graveyard, it just gives you something like another interruption for your package. I don't know, I think it's worth it. But that's all we're going to go through as far as that. Let's go back and see if the secret rare pulled up for Rhoda. About $20. That's what I expected. I think that's perfectly fine. I would pay that if I wanted this. I think I'm just going to get like some super rares though. I'm pretty happy with my gold rare, so I'm not really too worried about it. Mainly, like I said, just to have it to play with. Just make sure you have a version to play with if you're interested in that deck. But I do think these are good to hold. Any like high rarity version of this or higher rarity version of Rhoda is good long term, just because it'll probably always see play to some extent. Okay, we already went through that. Soul Drain is last, so this card is bought out pretty much for all of its versions for the most part, other than the rare, which is still really high. It's a lot higher than the market price. It's up towards $7-8. Hopefully you got the ultra rare Lost Arts when I mentioned them, when they were like literally like $4 or $5. I want to take a look real quick and see the price history was, because I remember these. I picked up mine when they were $3.50 like a long time ago, but yeah, these were, I think, even cheaper. I can't remember how long ago I mentioned it, but it was a while ago, and they were definitely like $5 to $7 somewhere in there. But yeah, if you did pick them up, you did really well. I don't think they're going to get any cheaper from here on out, at least in the short term. Maybe sometime when they're not seeing play, it'll probably come back down. But yeah, this is about to be a really good card for the upcoming meta. But with that aside, that's going to be all for today. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.